Good morning, everyone. This is Father Nate, missionary priest in Italy, and today is February 28th, 2025. We're celebrating the Friday of the 7th week in Ordinary Time, the Friday or just Friday. Today's Gospel comes to us from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 10, verses 1 through 12. Jesus came into the district of Judea and across the Jordan. Again the crowds gathered around him, and, as was his custom, he again taught them. The Pharisees approached him and asked, "Is it lawful for a husband to divorce his wife?" They were testing him. He said to them in reply, "What did Moses command you?" They replied, "Moses permitted a husband to write a bill of divorce and dismiss her." But Jesus told them, "Because of the hardness of your hearts, he wrote you this commandment. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, no human being must separate." In the house, the disciples again questioned Jesus about this. He said to them, "Whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her. And if she divorces her husband and marries another, she commits adultery." Today's first reading and gospel asks us to reflect on what true and loving friendships should be like. The first reading from Sirach warns against so-called friends who are only friends when it's easy. Many are happy to hang around during the good times, but in time of distress or when sorrow comes, the friends take off. A faithful friend, on the other hand, is one who is always there, no matter what. Such a one is a sturdy shelter, is beyond price, and is a life-saving remedy. In the Gospel, we see the theme continued with the very special case of friendship, which is marriage. The Pharisees want an easy out, but Christ tells them no. The Pharisees tell Jesus that Moses allowed them to divorce, but Jesus tells them, from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. In Matthew's Gospel, specifically chapter 19, verse 8, Jesus speaks even more clearly. From the beginning, it was not so. Meaning, God didn't permit divorce in the beginning. He didn't want divorce. True friendships and real love don't hold the possibility of separation and divorce like a trump card or a parachute to be used if something goes wrong or it gets difficult. The problem is that after original sin, with all the problems that followed, marriage, just like all relationships and just like everything else, isn't easy. It requires work. And just as man has to struggle against the land and against his desires and against temptations, there are a lot of difficulties in all relationships, but especially in marriage. And here we can include not just marriage in the natural sense, meaning between man and a woman, but also supernatural marriage, the consecrated life in the priesthood, since there one marries Jesus Christ or the church. But we can also think even in just regular friendships. So, what is true love like? Well, we have no better example than to look at Jesus Christ. And here we found three outstanding characteristics. True love is sacrificial, it's forever, and it's faithful. It must be sacrificial, a total surrender to the beloved. As Jesus says, there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. That love must be forever, because the one who can't love forever will find it very hard to love even for a day. Lastly, love must be faithful, because no one can serve two masters. In the midst of difficulties, and we know difficulties will always come, we should turn to Jesus Christ and ask him for the grace to follow his example of love. Today we can ask ourselves about how we love our spouses, our friends, and our families. Is our love sacrificial, forever, and faithful? Can we apply to ourselves the words that St. Paul uses in his first letter to the Corinthians? Love is patient, love is kind. It is not jealous, it is not pompous. It is not inflated, it is not rude. It does not seek its own interests. It is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rather rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Can we say the same about ourselves? Like, could we put our name there where it says love? Love is patient. Well, are we patient? Love is kind. Am I kind? Not jealous, not pompous, not inflated, not rude. It's a good examination of conscience for us. Through the intercession of Mary, the Mother of Divine Love, let's ask for the grace to sincerely love our brothers and sisters in our Lord Jesus Christ.
If you found this video fruitful, please feel free to share it with a friend or family member. Or if you would like to learn more about our missionary priests throughout the world and how to support them, please visit iveamerica.org. Thank you for watching, and God bless.